Okay, so I was masturbating today in the hotel room. And
this is how most of Dan's stories start.
And I had a conference call. So I was like,
is that why you started masturbating?
I was on the bed, and I was like, I want to masturbate, and I thought of the person that I wanted to masturbate to, and I googled around, and I found the image, and I was like, okay, I'm masturbating, and then there was a conference call, and I was like, okay, but I'm gonna masturbate for 5 minutes, and then I'll get on the conference call, but then they changed the dial-in number, so then I was masturbating, and there was like an intern calling me, and she was on the phone, and she's going, hey, we changed the dial-in number, and I was like, I had literally my penis in my hand, and I was like, okay, well, what's the, and she's like, oh, I'll email it to you, okay, but I don't really have a point to the story. What it made me think of was like she didn't know I was. Like, she didn't know she was talking to a man that was like doing this.
I think if you're a woman and you call a man, you should just have that assumption already in your head.
Well, that's...
It's very likely the guy's jerking off on that call.
But when Erin, my former wife, when she worked at 1-800-DENTIST, like, she said, you know, a big part of her job was, like, you would answer the phone and go, 1-800-DENTIST, and then the guy would go, I want to get a dentist. A dentist real bad. Okay, sir. Do you have an insurance provider? What? And it was like a big part of her job. It was like a prevalent thing that like there were guys that were like clearly masturbating when and that the idea of talking to a person. But the thing that I don't like, the kind of, because this happened to me, and I was like, oh, this person like doesn't know that I'm kneeling on a New York hotel bed, looking at a photo of like a girl from a commercial.
What was the commercial?
I'm not saying.
Don't say what
I'm not saying because I have not verified her birth date, and those records are sealed until we officially verify that she was born after 1980, whatever the cigarette date is. But, like, believe me, she's on the bubble.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you know what?
You should have said it was Flo from the Progressive.
Yeah, you know, I should have said lots of stuff, but I didn't. I should have done. The Wright brothers should have taken a car. But they didn't. I'm equating my horrible
your late
perversion to
the birth of
the
flight.
invention of flight. But how did they know when they were out there going like, what if a car could fly? But I bet people were driving by and going like, gross. Go home to your wife. Age inappropriate. And they would have called out, you know, Taco Bell put her in the commercial for a reason.
Oh, so we got it. It was Taco Bell.
No, it's not.
Bell.
I made that up. I made it up. No, I made it up.
We don't know that.
To protect myself.
You were turning off to a Chihuahua.
Google Taco Bell girl. You're not going to find her. I'll tell you next week.
Tell us the commercial, Dan. Your whole gimmick is full disclosure, Dan. Tell us what commercial you were jerking off to.
But my whole gimmick is not full disclosure if she's 17. I saw the commercial. I made a mental note of it. I called her image up. I am a grown man. I'm in charge of my life.
Yes. NBC Universal called up. You said
I had my pants around my ankles. I had my wiener in my hand. It's tiny. I'm powerless. I'm a bad person. it's funny to me that there was a person who's like an intern going like, okay, hold on I'm giving you the thing. And I'm like, okay. So I was just thinking like.
So what happened? Did you go on hold and stop jerking off, or did you continue the
Of course I stopped it, like shriveled, but I because I took, but only because I was like, I didn't go there in my head. But
because the person on the phone was over 17 years old, is that why?
God, Jeff. You know, Jeff.
Am I connecting the wrong dot, Stan?
Jeff. You're the bad person. Because what I was thinking was, this is interesting because I remember Erin's stories about when she worked for 1-800-DENTIST, how there were the people who would call her. And it was like they were clearly like, getting off on. The interesting thing to me is like the question of like there's some people who are they're getting off on the idea that it's an assault that they like that they want you to know. And then I was like, wait, but what if your thing was that they didn't know? What if you just called people and were like, hey, I was wondering, should I get a new swimming pool? Well, sir, I'm looking through my things, and the whole time you're jerking off. Like, what is that a fetish? And how would you ever know? You wouldn't, because that would be the whole point. Because the guy would be like, and then you're like, hello? I was like, I just love swimming pools. Like, it's just. I was just thinking, like, I didn't go.
Dan,
there.
how many listens do we get on Harmontown a month or a week? Do you know? What's the ballpark figures on that?
It's 10 million.
Okay, so we got to assume there's at least
5 million women, and you're saying we just lost them.
No, I'm saying if the number is over 1 million and it's over a few million, certain people are jerking off right as we speak right now. How many people here at the Gramercy Theater are currently jerking off in the shadows? That's nearly half of the crowd. I love that.
Well, that's sort of the Pandora's box. I was hoping.
How many people are jerking off somebody sitting next to them is more important.
All right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That matters more than anything.